magnificent to have you on this very special night. Two remarkable football stories part of the program tonight. One of the great Fitzroy Lions of all time, Gary Wilson, joining us.
Champion bloke.
And the truly remarkable story of James Podsey Adley's going to be told. Great to have you with us. Moons is back again after a magnificent performance last week. Mickey's on extended leave. Isn't it magnificent to have Sam Pang back?
Thank you, Andrew. Wonderful show last week.
Where have you been?
Did you watch the show last week?
Yeah, I watched the show. It was a great show. I loved it. You two and the guy you grabbed from the audience. It was awesome. No, Limo was great. It was a wonderful viewing experience for me.
Where were you last week? What?
I was away catching it with an old friend of mine from Germany who's been backpacking around Western Australia, and mate, we just got lost out there. It was unbelievable. But anyway, it's great to be back.
Right,
it's all good, all happy endings. It's all fine. It's great to be here.
Well done. You missed a big round of footy. There was some fantastic games on paper last week. Some real top 8 shaping games of football played, and it had the desired effect, of course. Unfortunately, there are a few other games played. Some people saying the Essendon Richmond game at the MCG was the worst game played this century, and maybe for a few decades prior to that, it wasn't much of a game.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was like watching Carlton versus Carlton. We're away.
Well, I think you're being a bit dramatic. Do you know what I mean? As always.
Some people saying it's the worst game of the century.
Well, Essendon kicked 4 goals, which is just one more than Wrexham kicked against the Melbourne.
Silver
Victory.
linings.
Still a silver linings, and still more than the West Indies, mate. Hey, but I think you're being a bit dramatic. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. There's plenty to see, Murray. There's good stuff here.
Show me the good stuff.
It's the beautiful game. It's just like you can't believe what you're watching. This is my favourite. It's just you can't keep up with what's. This is a good one. This is a highlight. Have a look at that. Mate, this stuff is on.
That's hard to do.
This game is on repeated Abu Ghraib at the moment. You know, they're really going for it, and.
Abu Ghraib.
This was the first time ever that people for the season were happy that footy wasn't on free-to-air on a Saturday night, by the way. Not many people saw that as possible.
It wasn't a great game, unfortunately.
I did not see that game.
You didn't see it?
No. My wife Lulu's a Richmond supporter, and I'm an Essendon supporter, and of course we get very passionate and we end up fighting.
Yeah, right.
So we ignored it, and I think that we were the big winners.
I think you're probably right. No doubt about that.
But off the back of Essendon's success this year, and it has been fantastic, Nick Caddy and Isaac Kako are taking to the road on a talking tour. Look at that. July 18th, if you're in Albury, you've got to get tickets.
What are they doing, mate? What is that, Murray?
Well,
it's so sporty where the two young fellas get along and they tell their story.
What are they going to talk about? All 4 goals from last week?
no, Isaac Kako is going to go right back to the beginning. Let's go back to 17 weeks ago.
Those two left for Albury at half-time last Saturday night, I think. So that's in Albury?
That's in Albury on
Saturday.
Saturday.
The big winners are?
Go on.
Wodonga. Mate, what's that?
Well, Nate Caddy won't be playing this week. He's joined the latest.
I thought he'll be fresh for the.
Well, he's
got a groin injury.
He's got a groin injury,
so he's going to spend 8 hours in a car up to Albury and back. That'd be good.
That's not exactly the right sort of idea, I don't think. But Elijah Sardis, Will Setterfield, Nick Martin, Ben Hobbs, they joined the injury list at Essendon this week, which is horrific. 16 players now unavailable for selection. 11 players have done soft tissues. A couple of those have done multiple soft tissues for the year. It has been a hell ride.
We should
for the strength and conditioning.
Start a telethon for the Royal Essendon Hospital. Actually, we've got a donation here from a K. Sheedy, $5. He said if I read this out, he'll give us 10.
It's pretty grim, isn't it, Essendon, man?
Are we
doing it tough?
Are we tanking?
No, I know you are.
Okay.
Fremantle.
See, Lawrence was trying to engage in some hard-hitting, some footy chat.
Well, I don't think they're tanking. I don't think they're.
All right, you said your piece.
Thank you. I was asked the question, I gave the answer.
need to
Fremantle,
snap.
of course, one of the big games from last week was Fremantle hosting Hawthorn. They were outside the 8 going in. They got in. Andy Brayshaw spilled blood for the cause. They put bodies on the line, and he spoke to Fox Footy's Kath Loughnan after the game.
I just asked Andrew Brayshaw, are you still right to talk because you're wiping the blood off your face, but you've got a massive smile on your face too. What a win.
Yeah, I mean, massive week. We've got Sonny's whole family here tonight.
You can actually see the blood sort of pulsing out of the wound
Yeah.
on his temple, can't you? I mean, that was pretty dramatic stuff.
He's got a hole in his skull.
Yeah, he's got a hole in
I don't
his
think he should have been interviewed, but Kath will do those in future in a hazmat suit, full PTE.
Once again, you two sensationalising something. That's nothing. That's
Beat up.
That's a beat up. It's a nick. It's a scrape. It's a scratch. Flesh wound. Thank you.
Monty
Come on,
Python
people
fans.
do this. If you want to know where the bar is, by the way, where when it comes to injured players being interviewed by a reporter, well, that's Ronnie Andrews here when he's interviewed by Peter Landy. This is that's injured, Murray.
Yeah.
That's injured.
And they were tough back in those days.
Yeah, that's
Being a paraplegic, out for 1 week.
1 week, mate. Sports medicine wasn't what it was. That was a hamstring injury. It wasn't as. You know.
The Saints weren't spared. Dan Butler, it looks like his season's over now. This is not for the squeamish. Dislocated elbow here. So look away now if you're a bit. That's not good. I mean, that's not where that's supposed to be, is it?
But it is part and parcel of a
It's a tough
physical
game.
It's a tough game.
It is a tough game.
Bruce
There's no
Tempany
doubt
found
about
out the hard way, 1982, playing for Richmond, snapped his arm.
Oh, look at that.
He is out on the stretcher. And it looked like he'd gone for all money. Bob Skilton, ever the optimist.
Walking around the boundary as Bruce Tempany. Looks like he's in plaster, but he's still in his gear, just in case Richmond might, for some reason, need him to stand in the forward pocket.
He couldn't drive home.
Bob Skilton said he might come back on.
And
his arm is already in a cast, Bob.
And stand in
Bob-
the forward pocket.
Bob was always a glass half full.
He was.
He thought JFK was only out for a couple of weeks.
It was a big Friday
Too
night.
soon?
Too soon.
It was a big Friday night up at Carrara, of course. Well, it was a moment of truth for the Gold Coast Suns, taking on Collingwood. Damien Hardwick was a very proud coach after this one. They withstood a withering comeback by Collingwood in the second half. That man there, Noah Anderson, leads his team off. He is a serious, serious player. And that was a win full of merit, full of grit, and made of all the...
Why has it been made such a big deal of, Murray? Why is it such a pivotal...
Well, because they're a new club, obviously. They're an expansion club, and there's been a lot of effort put into that club. The AFL's made a huge commitment to it, obviously, Sam.
The greatest win in the worst Guernsey.
Well, they've never
it's
really...
terrible.
They've never really come up with a
That
great...
last quarter by Josh Dacos, incredible.
Incredible.
You've got to ask where was he for the rest of the game, but what a quarter. But
It was a phenomenal performance. The 16 touches he had in the last quarter.
absolutely
Phenomenal
sensational.
stuff,
But yeah, of course, it's been the month of wearing big boy pants or whatever. Dipper said they've been in the deep water and now they're going further out. A lot of analogies. Have I had a stroke?
Yeah.
I had a mild aneurysm just as we started.
It's like Ronnie Andrews was sitting there next to me. It's a big win. And you saw the Gold Coast fans, they were understandably happy. And the AFL, as you said, the favourites, we put a lot into them. They were equally as happy. If you look at these scenes from AFL House at the final siren, they are wrapped. Have a look at them. Andrew Dillon's there somewhere. Laura Kane, they're all up and about. I love it. I love a polo top tucked into a pant. Yeah. That's just strong.
Into a chino. Apparently, after that vision, some of those shirts ended up untucked.
Wow.
And they had a big night at AFL House.
Untucked.
I don't think to go any further with that one. We know that the AFL's cracking down on umpire contact, being a real sort of sticking point for umpires in recent years. Adam Chera had his fourth under the new regulations, was sent to the tribunal this week.
I can't believe it wasn't sent straight to jail.
Right.
Do not pass go.
The AFL argued for a fine. It was argued down by the Carlton lawyers, so it saved them $750. So it's a good result for Adam Chera. But it was interesting to see MRO sends him straight to the tribunal to see what the tribunal
Test
finds.
case.
Yeah.
And last week we were chatting about it.
We were. That's right.
Umpire contact, and I suggested that the umpires, if there's contact, should all rush in.
Have a go.
And have a bit of jumper punching and have a go. Here's some historical footage of an umpire being ironed out. Darren Goldspink, the other field umpire, comes in and he loses his shit. Look at him, he's going off like an angry history teacher. I will not take it, year 10.
So you said you wanted a bit of that, and there was historical footage of it actually happened. So Goldie went in to fly the flag for Shane McInerney, and there's
Is that what we're doing now? Just describing the clips we've just seen? Is that what we're doing all
I'm
show?
just having a chat.
Just by definition, that will double the length of the show.
And we're just mates at the front bar having a chat about the footy.
Oh, yeah. Didn't have the stopwatch on it. Sorry.
I just want to get going. I watched that game last week, Moon, Thursday night, Brisbane versus Carlton. Yeah, and it was, my biggest takeaway was I'm officially worried about BT.
What?
Yes, BT, Brian Taylor, Bristle, Barge. And I wanted to... My worry is that post-game he's in the Brisbane rooms and he was desperately trying to find people to talk to for roaming Brian.
Of course he does.
And he was, in particular, he's looking for Lions coach Chris Fagan, but all to no avail.
So I might just duck back over here and see what we've got over here and see a couple of people knocking around here. Greg Swan, I wanted to get hold of Jaden as well, if I can find him somewhere. I don't know whether he's down here or not. See Noah down there, Harris Andrews having a chat. I'm just not sure I can see where he is down there at the moment. I'd love to get hold of the coach, Chris Fagan, as well, if we can, possibly around here. Just got to be patient with me as well.
Talk about where's Willie. He's behind you.
Let's have a look at that again. BT, Chris Fagan, if you're looking for him, he's right there. Yeah, see, BT, see that old guy who looks like he was at the signing of the Magna Carta? That guy there he is.
It's pretty hard.
By the way, can I just point out, that's I was watching primetime television. I've just watched a man talk to himself for 5 minutes. That's what roaming Brian is.
It pretty much is.
It's very sad to see someone that disoriented.
In the race to the...
You're not my son. I want a chicken sandwich.
Righto. We're going to get a break out of the way. We're here for Hard and How Good. Gary Wilson not too far away, but on the other side of the break, the remarkable story of James Podsiadly. Melbourne scene, the Imperial Hotel. If you're coming into Melbourne from far and wide, make sure you pop in there for a cold pot of Hahn. It's magnificent, Sam. Get involved with the program via our social media platforms. They're all there. Moons is very active on TikTok these days, so...
a lot of dance routines.
Yes, there are. James Podsiadly not too far away from joining us. But you have been away, but you don't take your eye off the commentary.
I keep a keen eye on it,
yes,
Andrew, as you
know.
And last week, Geelong's Ollie Dempsey, who's
good player.
Well, you said that he may win 3 or 4 Brownlows.
No, I didn't say that. I said he won the Rising Star last year. I never said he'd win 3 or 4 Brownlows.
You said that.
I didn't.
Okay, you two.
You said he might be the best player ever. Anyway, there's a lot of conjecture in the footy world about how good he may actually be.
He's a very good player.
Projecting into the future and just wondering how good Ollie Dempsey could be, including Fox Footy's Dwayne Russell.
Options are plenty. This guy's a star, Dempsey. Around his body, cruise mode. How good's he going to be when he gets 50 games under his belt? Which will be next week against the Saints.
Well, you can't wait. You've got to be patient for these.
Just calm down, everybody. Just hold fire.
It's a big difference between game 49 and game 50.
Well, I'll tell you, one fella, and he's about to join us on the program, had to wait a very, very long time from being drafted into the competition and playing his first game in the league. Of course, he was first added to an AFL list in 1999, played his first game at the level in 2010, and then put together a magnificent career. Please make him welcome James Podsiadly, everybody. Hello, Pods. It's ridiculous that it's taken us this long to have this bloke on the show, you know.
Almost as long as it took for him to make his debut.
Well, that's exactly
It's
What?
really a start.
Well,
Yeah.
just the question, why? Like, Essendon 1999, Geelong 2010, and there was a road pretty well travelled between those two signposts. Why did it take so long?
I wasn't any good, really.
Okay, right.
That's the reality of it.
But you got good.
What's that?
You got good.
I did.
At the age
I'm
of
not sure
28.
about that, but I did try my best at that point in time. But look, I was probably physically, mentally immature for that period of time, and only started playing footy when I was 17. So it just took me a couple of years, Andy, to work on my game and work on my craft.
But James, once we saw you play at the level, you can do everything. Aerial, ground, your foot skills were magnificent. You clearly know how to play a role within a team. Was there a key moment of evolution for you at some stage where the penny did actually drop?
No, there wasn't any. I'd love to say that there was, but the reality was that I did a lot of pre-seasons and trained at clubs, and every coach had a different thing that I had to work on.
Yeah, right.
It was sort of blessing in disguise. At the time, it was frustrating, but I went away and worked on my speed, my strength. Sammy somehow mentioned I was tough. I'm not sure about that, but I got told I was soft, so I got a boxing coach and learned how to get hit. And you sort of just evolve over time. Was my story.
1999, you're on the Essendon list.
Go Bombers.
Go the Mighty Bombers. Here's a photo of you here that doesn't scream, I can tear a game apart.
Well, that 18-year-old had no idea about life, and I can tell you that thank you to the Front Bar social media team for putting that up during the week, because my phone's been going nuts, and a lot of my so-called friends have told me how much hair I've lost, which I already knew. But yeah,
Difficult time to be at Essendon though.
2000 premiership,
Yeah, to try and crack it with that list.
I was nowhere near it anyway, but the fact of the matter was that Matty Lloyd, Scott Lucas, James Hird, what great role models to actually learn your craft off, and I was way off those guys, but they were fantastic in the way they prepared, and I learnt from them on that.
Well, I think so. It's hard because you go Essendon 99, then you end up at Collingwood next.
Yep, that's right.
And you ended up. In fact, you played in a Wizard Cup game for Collingwood. And here we are.
Famous.
You're coming out, and there you are. There.
Still had hair.
Yeah. We understand. It's a lot of hair ago, a long time ago, and it's a lot of hair ago. But what are your memories of that game? There you are. There, coming out in defence.
Well, I was saying to Andy backstage, I thought it was Tony Lockett's return game after a couple of years of retirement, and my role was to play on Barry Hall and Tony Lockett on the day.
What?
And so I don't want to say out loud what I was thinking of the day, but I took a mark on Barry. Yeah, I was. I swear, I genuinely was. But I took a mark on Barry Hall, and he told me that if I do that again, he'll kill me.
In a Wizard, good to see he wasn't taking a Wizard coat.
So I basically played him back shoulder and just spoiled everything and apologised when I did. But it was a good experience.
Well, mate, you must have gone all right, by the way, because you that game for Collingwood, because you made it. Your picture was in the paper the next day, and that means you've gone all right. There you are, there.
Thank you. I genuinely thought at that time, or a couple of years later, that was my 15 minutes of AFL fame to the greatest goalkeeper of all time put me in a headlock, and how good.
I think we're going to get to Geelong eventually, but I just want to ask you one question. Hopefully we've said it enough, that you made your debut at 28. I just want everyone. So did you ever lose faith in that, in your 20s?
Absolutely, yeah. No, I did. I didn't think I was going to get picked up, and we'll talk about that, I suppose, in a second as well. But my time at Werribee, 6 years there, loved my time, loved the club, and it actually evolved me as a person, not just a footballer. Got to a leadership position, became captain of the club, and that just sort of fast-tracked my personal development. So I wouldn't take it away, and it might have been frustrating over that journey, but to get to where I was in the end was pretty lucky in the end.
So you joined Geelong. Tell us about the role that you had there and how your football story. Here you are in the background.
You say joined Geelong as if you joined as a player. What are you there?
I was the warm-up coach on that game. I was doing the warm-up. There's Matty Egan, who missed a couple of grand finals. But, I was the S&C coach, one of the assistant S&C coaches, and end of 2009, Steve Hocking, Neil Baum and Stephen Wells got me in their office and said, hey, mate, you've had a pretty good year in the VFL. What are your thoughts on becoming a mature age rookie? We've got no backup for Tom Hawkins, who's young, and Cam Mooney's towards the end. And I was like, I need 10 years for someone to tell me that, and I sort of signed up straight away.
Yeah.
So finally, you make your debut.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you go. No, I was going to say, were there... There's the folklore is that you played in a couple of intra-club scratchies along the way, and and you were killing blokes. Like you were sitting on blokes' heads and before you got the offer. Is there any truth to that?
I'm not sure about killing blokes, Andy, but look, Matty Scarlett, Harry Taylor, Tom Loninger, they were amazing defenders.
Yep.
And in that year when I was a fitness coach, I'd just sort of body up against them. And there might be a story, which I haven't sort of got confirmed, that Matty Scarlett and Cameron Ling actually went to the coaching staff and said, we might need to look at this guy. So, full credit to them. But those guys and, Scarlett and Harry Taylor were so hard to play against at training that game day was easy in the end.
Right.
Sabotaging the forwards fitness program probably helped as well.
So, Cinderella story.
Yeah, and a few hamstring injuries.
It is a Cinderella story.
It is a Cinderella story. Rags to riches.
If Cinderella was a tall, bald white man.
Cinderella can be whatever she wants to be. It's 2025, Sam.
That's true.
So you make your debut against Freo, and not everyone was a massive fan from the get-go.
Mackie inside with a low ball. Podsiadly doesn't look like he's all that good.
I haven't heard that.
Welcome to the big league.
Heard that.
Wow.
No, thanks, BT. And
Yeah, no.
similar to your segment last week.
You didn't hear
How
that.
did you adjust? You're 28. You're finally playing. With easy, seamless transition.
Sammy, to be completely fair, I was pretty lucky that I was in a pretty good team. Like Geelong was going through that era. I played my role, and Mark Thompson and Scotty rewarded me really. So.
Well, you come in 2010 and you do make an impact. You're very humble about the role you played. In 2011, you're part of the grand. You've kicked 52 goals, by the way, in your second year at 29, bordering on 30. You're part of the Geelong side that plays in the grand final. Unfortunately, it didn't all go your way that day. Tell us about that and your memories of the afternoon.
It was probably short-lived, and it was a great lead-up week, and to experience grand final week as a player, the parade and the week before was awesome. Yeah, and my game didn't last too long. I dislocated my shoulder and we couldn't get it back in, but them's are the breaks.
But you had a great... You kicked 3 and 3, I think, in the 2 finals leading up. You were in really good form coming in, so you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself going into that grand final.
Yeah, and the whole team was, to be fair, and the forwards is probably get the reward of that. But Tommy Hawkins probably in that final series really took his game to the next level as well. So great to be right next to him during that.
You dislocated your shoulder. Bobby Skelton thought you should have come back on. But by the way, dislocated shoulder, of course, Geelong win, you're a premiership player, and dislocated shoulder or not, Murray, that wasn't going to stop you, Pods, celebrating on the podium. There you are there, and it's a special moment. And when they start going, there you are too.
It's like you on the dance floor, Sam.
Could you...
Just...
At premiership reunions, do you have to sub out after 40 minutes? What are they like? Are they great?
I don't get invited.
Yes, you do.
No,
Come on.
I'm joking. No, I do. Well, it's amazing that when you dislocate your shoulder, your legs don't work for some reason.
Oh, no, wait.
I'm not sure what was going on there. And I was wearing tracksuit pants. The green stick on that day, I reckon, took over, to be fair.
What a moment.
You haven't been idle off the field as well. You've obviously studied and done some physical education stuff, but you've also been busy with AFL Max. A few people around the place have heard a bit about this, and it's expanding. What can you tell us about this?
Look, there's an idea I had while I was sort of coaching and playing, how we get kids more active and how do we actually, use the AFL brand to do that. So, we launched a venue in Adelaide about 5 or 6 years ago. It's done pretty well. We're launching a new one in Melbourne. So everything from birthday parties, school holiday programs for kids to overnight school camps as well.
It looks like you used a lot of stuff left over from AFLX, so that's good.
I actually worked on AFLX when I was at the AFL.
Well done.
So that's another career highlight.
I would have kept that quiet, by the way.
We are massive fans of what you're able to do in your career. I mean, you came in and you're a credit to the ability to stick at it, not chuck in the towel, and you got the rewards that you deserve, James.
Amazing story.
Thanks for coming on the program. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Andy.
Good on you. James Podsiadly, very specialist. On the other side of the debate, one incredible story to another. One of the great Lions of all time, Gary Wilson, to join us.
Jeremy Howe's incredible story.
I couldn't pick my son up, and that broke me. Like, it literally broke me.
Unfiltered. Tonight.
Welcome back to the show. It is the front bar for Mahone, how good. Tonight's next guest comes from a footy club that produced some of the all-time great players in the history of the game, and he sits right at the very top of them all. Courageous, talented, a magnificent footballer. Please make him welcome Gary Wilson, everybody. Gary,
we're all very excited.
We had Keith Gregg on the program a couple of weeks ago, and every now and again we are lucky to have people of your stature of the game come on a program like this and spend some time, and it means a lot to us. So thanks for coming on the show tonight. We really appreciate it. 63, I mean, you're still in good nick. There's not much of you these days, but when you first started playing, well, no, he's in great condition. I mean, we'd all like to look like you at that. At 60.
Just try to be positive.
I am being incredibly positive.
But you know what, Gary? How great is it that you're alive?
No. Gary, you know what I'm talking about. 63 kilos, some people suggest you were when you first started playing the game.
Which is not a lot.
No, it's not a lot.
My head weighs 63.
Your head weighs more than that. This was a different game back in these days. This was tough and violent, and there were things happening off the footy. How did you survive the early stages of your career?
It was pretty difficult early. As I said, I was probably 65 kilo.
Okay.
I built up to a massive 70 kilograms
Okay,
a few years later. But I put a lot of emphasis on my physical fitness, Andy, and I was probably... I started in 71, but by about 75 over the summer, I was doing four two-hour weight sessions and 6 running sessions over the summer. So I think that kept me in good stead, the physical fitness that I achieved over that time.
You can definitely see the weights have worked, mate. How would you describe yourself as a player? For those, we all grew up watching you, but for those who didn't and they're watching the highlights now, that was your last ever kick.
Is that a fact?
I think so.
Right.
Yeah, 1984.
You just make stuff up. No one's going to check it.
I wouldn't have thought so.
How would you describe yourself as a player, Gary?
As a player? Well, I certainly gave it my best shot. I was probably one of the hardest trainers of my time. I was totally dedicated, and I think my attitude was probably second to none, so I just gave it 110%, so I think that's how I was as a player.
You played in an era where footballers still had jobs.
Yep.
And much like many AFL players, though you were a PE teacher. Not alone there in a PE teacher.
No.
Back then.
It's like having a podcast now. That's what footballers did back then. They were PE teachers.
Yeah, exactly. So there you are, a PE teacher at, is it Whitefriars?
Whitefriars College.
Whitefriars College.
Full disclosure, for those watching at home, who you taught a member of the panel tonight, didn't you?
One of my star students is sitting right next to you, Sam.
Is it
I can't recall any great sporting ability, but
I'll tell you what advice you gave me, Mr. Wilson. You said, Lawrence, if you want to be part of the senior squad, do a St John's ambulance course and become our trainer. That's how crap I was.
Lawrence was the kid other teachers used to ask for a cigarette. It was amazing.
This might... I don't know whether you remember him as a student at all, Gary, but here is what he looked like back in 1979.
Yeah. I do remember Lawrence. It's a funny thing that you remember, but I remember Lawrence, year 7, he had a blazer that was about 3 sizes too big for him. And even back then he had a great wit, and I thought he might have made a good comedian at some stage.
Well, you're a junior.
Can we have a look at the photo again? Yeah. Is that all right, Mario? What year are you in there, Mario?
It's year 9.
Yeah. Well,
1979.
Yeah. Well, you're in year 9, but your head's doing year 11 at this point. That is gigantic.
Sam, they've expanded me so you can see me.
No, they haven't.
Technology.
By the way, I know you're his teacher. How much time did you do with him? Did you actually do anything with him?
Oh, as I said, he didn't have a lot of sporting ability, Sam.
Yeah, no, you're a teacher. You weren't a magician.
Hey, Gary, you end up being one of the great, Australian Football Hall of Famer and Hall of Famer at Fitzroy Footy Club, obviously, and the career speaks for itself in terms of the CV. But how did you get to Fitzroy? Because you were born in Middle Park boy growing up.
I was in Middle Park, and in grade 5, I played a game for the Cubs. Bobby Kingston was... my whole family was South Melbourne supporters. We went to the footy every week, and Bobby Kingston was a full forward at South Melbourne at the time, and he was the umpire.
Right.
So I happened to kick 15 goals that day.
Right.
And Bobby said, well, after the game, he came up and congratulated me. He said, maybe one day you'll be at South Melbourne playing. He said, go over and see Albie Goodall and sign a Form 4 because I know you're going to West Preston because my parents had bought a news agency out there. So at the age of 9 going on 10, I fronted Albie Goodall at training and I said, can I sign a Form 4?
At 9 years old?
Yeah, so I tried to sign myself up at 9 going on 10 because back in those days, if you signed the Form 4, I think it kept you at the club for a few years.
Yep.
And Bobby Skilton was my idol. Even after school, I'd go over to the South Ground and run laps with some of the players, and I loved Bobby Skilton. And anyway, so Albie Goodall fobbed me off and said, come back when you're older, son.
Right.
Then you come back when you're 11.
Yeah, when you're 11. But then, so you go over to Preston, and then how was the connection to Fitzroy? What happened there?
Well, I was doing my matric, which was year 12 at Northcote High. I'd won the best and fairest in the whole competition under 16, but I didn't get an invite to the under 19s, which was where a lot of the players improved to the senior side. So I was only 16 at the time. I had a couple of friends that were already training at the under 19s, so I just walked in off the street. Kevin Wright was the coach. He was a former Fitzroy player. There was hundreds of kids there. And anyway, I made the final 36. And I didn't get a game for, I think, about the 5th game I was on the bench. So I didn't get a full game till the 6th game. I got best player. I went on to win the best and fairest in the under 19, so I got an invite to train with the seniors the next year. So that's how it started.
Between James Podsiadly and Gary Wilson, it's a wonderful reminder of just never give up.
And that there's some really poor recruiting scouts. Some blokes who wouldn't know a good player if they bit him on the backside. But so in the highlights, we noticed you're an early adopter of the bike helmet, and it was a bike helmet.
I wouldn't wear one of those on a bike.
What was this? Was there any science behind this at the time,
Well, I played 10 years without a helmet, Andy, and I had a lot of concussion.
Yep.
In the end, I was getting a fair bit of blurred vision as well. So the doctor at the time, John Fraser, suggested I wear a helmet. So
did it help?
That's about the only one I could find at the time. It wasn't specially made. It was a bike helmet.
Yep.
I'm not sure whether it helped or not, but anyway, I wore it for 4 years.
Well, hard to believe those 3 strips of rubber didn't help. It's unbelievable. That helmet's banned in countries right now.
That's right.
You shouldn't even wear it.
Well, the problem was you were too good. And that was the problem. Once you got so good, everybody was starting to...
Oh, they loved whacking you.
Yeah. Line you up. I mean...
Gary Counton.
Did you go out once you'd established yourself at the level, did you go out knowing that opposition teams had sort of earmarked you a little bit?
There was a few premeditated incidents.
I'd say so.
So Graham Teasdale knocked me out at one stage and I was really sick, and Fitzroy sent me up to the Gold Coast to recover. Another time it was at Waverley. I got sniped behind play and I got knocked out. I had a fractured cheekbone. I was taken straight to hospital and operated the next morning. I missed 5 weeks, and Gary Ablett got 3 weeks for hitting me. Mark Jackson got a week for hitting me. So, Teasdale got 5 weeks for hitting me. So most of my injuries were accidental. I broke my collarbone accidentally. I broke my leg accidentally. I cracked my jaw accidentally.
At the end of that package, Gary, we see Jim Jess iron you out. And, but, vengeance is mine, saith the flea.
He went off the line there. That was premeditated.
That was premeditated, but a year later, you evened up beautifully. Hello, Jim. Bye-bye. You go 9-9. You go 9-9. Now, on Mondays, you'd come to school and we were in awe of the fact that we had an AFL player or VFL player, teaching us, and we'd always pump you with questions, and sometimes, you'd give us an insight into the game. And I remember you telling us that you reckon that Jim Jess looked up and saw you coming with that one, and thought that he'd just wear the bump.
Beating us at the time, Lawrence, and I said to Bernie Quinlan at half-time, and Jimmy was on top of Bernie. I said, Bernie, we need you to lift. And Bernie said, he's giving me a hard time, Flea. I said, well, run through him.
Right.
He said, run through him. I'm terrified of him. I said, all right, I'll do it.
Well, you did.
I actually kicked that ball and followed up my kick and then knocked him out. Which is so I hope he's watching. He can relive the pain.
Well, Sam,
you're a lovely man, but you can hold a grudge, can't you? No, mate, you're a beautiful, natural footballer, and it was highlighted in your footy cards.
Oh, yeah, the golden era footy cards.
Golden era footy cards. Here, look at here's a classic ball, just beautiful and graceful. You had a very strong part, a side part there that was the envy of almost everyone else in your team, except Warwick Irwin, your teammate. He had slightly better one.
And that is some beautiful conditioning there. That's for those kids watching. That's how you condition hair.
Yeah.
Shampoo and conditioner.
Odd decision from Warwick to wear a raccoon for his footy card. But what are you going to do?
That's a beautiful
It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen.
You played in a bunch of finals for Fitzroy. You weren't always cellar dwellers. You played 7 or 8 finals, I think, for Fitzroy in your career. But
always beat Essendon in elimination finals, 79 and 81.
But it was state of origin footy where you really sort of shone for a lot of us. 12 times you represented Victoria. I think I'm right in saying for 12 wins. You were the captain of the state, Gary. What did this take on particularly special significance for you?
Yeah, well, growing up, as I said, Bobby Skilton was my idol, Andy, and back in those days, Victoria was the number 1 state. We always beat WA and SA, so we grew up with that. And the worst thing in the world was if Victoria ever got beaten by WA and SA. So that was the culture, and I loved playing state of origin. And as I said, lucky to play 12 times for 12 wins, and I was captain in my last year. In '84, so that was one of the biggest thrills I had in footy.
Magnificent.
It's all the talk of the footy world at the moment, Andy.
State of origin footy?
Yeah.
It is. Well, in some sort.
In NRL it is.
Yeah. Should it come back? I mean, is it gone? Are the days over?
I think
do you
it's
think?
gone, Andy.
Yeah, I reckon it might be.
Well, I meant something back then, but so did the Cosby Show. What are you going to do? It's a long time. It's a long time ago.
Things change.
Things change.
You know, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, how great to be alive.
I tell you what, though. I tell you what we did see in a lot of those state games was the sun was shining and the weather was perfect for
Thank you
the
very
beautiful
much.
display of football.
I was going to get that.
Oh, of course you were. Yeah.
Anyway, no, there is a lot of talk. You played in an era when, like Murray said, when Mother Nature ruled, and there's a lot of talk.
Colder.
Very cold. A lot of talk about the Tassie Stadium needing a roof, Gary. But you played in an era that was tough for players and spectators. These are. Mate, what was it like playing in these conditions back then? And we'll see some more highlights of it. But playing in the variable conditions, mate, did it make you a better player?
Well, some of the grounds were worse than others, but St Kilda at Moorabbin, that was a terrible ground, and North Melbourne and Footscray and Richmond. But I was lucky enough to play my whole career at the Junction Oval, which had the best surface. So that was brilliant. I played 1 year under 19s, 14 years seniors, so 15 years at the Junction Oval, so I was pretty lucky.
It was a beautiful ground.
It was a beautiful, but that when you did venture away from the Junction Oval, what I liked though is the Fitzroy supporters very resourceful when it came to handling the conditions. You know what I mean? It was cold, so they'd have their duffel coats or their scarves or sometimes just fires. By the way, back then there was a 2-fire limit back then. You know that, don't you? They didn't just do it all.
No, it wasn't willy-nilly.
It's a big day at the footy when you get hypothermia and second-degree burn.
We're here for Han. How good? We're going to break out of the way. Back with more Gary Wilson on the other side of this. What a magnificent play this bloke was. Gary Wilson, obviously, who's our special guest, kicking the footy to Bernie Quinlan, who was one of the all-time greats. Started at Footscray, obviously ended up at Fitzroy. These two, our special guest and he, had a fantastic on-field relationship. Gary, all the great players you played with and against, how high up the pecking order does Bernie sit?
Oh, very high, Andy. When I first started in '71, Kevin Murray was my captain for 4 years, and he won about 8 best and fairest. Then we had John Murphy won 5 best and fairest, and I won 5. And then Bernie won a Brownlow medal and kicked 100 goals on a couple of occasions. At Footscray, he was a good player. At Fitzroy, he was a superstar.
Unbelievable.
And he trained a lot harder when he got to Fitzroy, got stuck into the weights, got a lot stronger and really developed physically. So, he was a star of the game.
Super boot.
He did win the Brownlow medal, obviously. You didn't. 78-79. You were 78, it's hard to believe still after all these years that you didn't win it. You won everything. I mean, all the paper awards, there were 8 of them. You won them all. You're the best player in the competition
by a mile
throughout the season. Some people said 79, you're probably even a bigger favourite to win the Brownlow. When you turn up 78 or 79, did you actually think, geez, I'm a real chance of winning this?
I think it was back on the Southern Cross in those years.
Yeah.
It was quite nerve-wracking because Bobby Skilton was my idol. He won 3.
Yeah.
I wanted to win a Brownlow medal, but it didn't happen.
Were you stiff?
Anyway, well, the umpires don't always get it right, do they?
They do not. No, they don't. No, they don't.
So Fitzroy, always a struggling club financially. Were you ever lured, or did someone make an offer to lure you away?
Well, at the end of 79, after I was at the peak of my powers, I'd won probably 4 best and fairest by then Lawrence, but Fitzroy were struggling financially. I got a call one Sunday morning at the end of the year from Leon Wiegard. He said, Gary, we've just had a vote at the committee. We've voted to put you on the market.
Oh, jeez.
And Frank Bibby and I voted to keep you, of course, but someone who voted to sell you will ring you up probably today to see whether you want to go to another club. So I was prepared. Donny Furness, chairman of selectors at the time, rang a couple of hours later. So I basically told him where to go because I was forewarned by Leon.
Yeah.
And then I did meet Ronnie Joseph from North Melbourne. He came across to my place at Greensborough. I had a chat to him, but I was on the verge of becoming captain at Fitzroy. I didn't want to go, and the money wasn't much better anyway. So
there you go.
Yeah. So no, I really wanted to stay at Fitzroy.
And so, like now, it's all about attracting a big sponsor. And, you've got your Emirates and you've got your Holden.
Lexus.
But, Lexus. But...
Just a bit more on that. See, what happened then is a number of
Mr Wilson, I was speaking.
You always used to interrupt at school. But a few of the committee persons at the time, they'd personally guaranteed financial assistance to the club, so they were starting to panic, and that's the reason they put me on the market.
Well, there came a big day at Fitzroy when they unveiled their new sponsor.
Oh, yes.
And what a world beater.
Yes.
Let's open the footy and see who it is. Who is sponsoring the Mighty Lions?
So exciting.
It's Cleanaway. And nothing says you're on your way up like an actual dumpster fire. Rubbish truck on fire. Sensational stuff.
No, that's remarkable. It's cutting edge. Magnificent. Why is it on fire? You know about this. So why is it on fire?
Well, I think it might have been some of the supporters from the previous inside the truck trying to stay warm.
Stay warm. Gary, it's a joy to have you with us, and we can have you for all night long and have some of these reminiscences going through. But
I'm sitting with Gary. I'm sitting next to 2 blokes who've had strokes tonight. It's unbelievable.
He said in reminiscences.
Whatever you do, don't try and say that word at home. I don't know why we're
reminiscences.
But it is time for this. It's time for the drip tray.
Very big. Very big. Very big.
Reminiscences. Say it. Try and say it.
What's that?
Try and say it.
Try and say what?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Try and say what? What did you say?
No, that's all right. Go.
Which way does he say it? Reminiscences or reminiscences?
Gary Wilson, you know about Drip Tray?
Yeah, I watch the show, Sam.
Yes. All right, so mate, I'm going to ask that we don't have time to do everything, so just some quick questions, some punchy answers. If you don't have any interest in the answer, you can pass. So let's find out a little bit more about Gary Wilson.
I've never been next to the Drip Tray. I've seen it on the telly, but I'm excited.
I'll say this to you, Lawrence. It looks easy. But in the wrong hands, this could be a career ender.
Oh, yeah,
I'm telling you what. Because there's some hard-hitting stuff, and you've got to know when to move on.
Right.
Like now.
Okay.
Gary, toughest opponent?
Can't recall any one player.
That's not the start we need. Drip Tray needs to be... Seriously.
Well, if you say toughest, Lee Matthews nearly killed me one day. I just saw him out of the corner of my eye and his elbow tipped my earlobe. So that was a pretty tough opponent that day.
OK. Lee Matthews, we'll go with that. OK. Favourite coach? You had a lot of coaches. Favourite coach?
Graham Campbell and Robert Walls.
Why?
Well, Graham Campbell is a little bit before his time because he was big on possession football. He was big on handball around the pack and maintaining possession, so he's a little bit before his time. And I played with Robert for 3 years. He got the coaching job immediately after that 3 years, and he was so enthusiastic. The players supported him, and there was a great feeling around the club.
Wonderful. All right. Favourite teammate?
I'll say Kevin Murray.
Oh, yeah.
Bulldog.
Well, that's an
I
exciting
was only
answer.
17 when I started, and Kevin Murray was captain, and he was a bit of a protector too. So
Yeah.
You played from 1971 to 1984. What was your favourite season?
78.
And why?
Well, it was probably my best year for a start, and we won the night premiership.
Fair enough. All right.
Drip tray's normally more fun than this. Not reflecting on you, Gary, but you've lost your mojo.
This will get us back, don't worry.
What about
Summer, winter, autumn or spring, favourite season?
now we're...
Right, so let's not... Oh, radio. Let's not...
Is that a new one, Sam?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, I like to mix it up every now and then, Gary. People are waiting for your answer. Summer.
Yeah.
Right.
Speedos or board shorts?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Board shorts.
Board shorts.
Oh, so
I would have picked you as a Speedos
I
guy.
would have too.
You normally get very twitchy when people start asking questions.
No, not at all. It's you know.
Okay.
You
It's an open slather.
Absolutely. All right. Favourite. Favourite. No. First car.
Datsun 1600.
Colour.
It was sort of a beigey sort of brown colour, but it was only six months old. They were retailing for $2,400, and I picked it up for $1,800.
Oh, good deal.
That's a good deal.
good
That's a
buy.
deal that can't be beaten.
When you taught at Friars, you used to drive a 260Z.
That was my second car, Lawrence.
And,
260Z.
Well, that's fine.
we're in awe of the 260Z.
Can I just point out one thing? Just ruined my
Second car.
next question. Was going to be second car.
Which is a standard. It's one of these standards.
Favourite television show growing up, Gary?
Rin Tin Tin, Robin Hood, Superman.
Good.
Three of them.
She's a bit one note, mate. They're all
After
like
school, half-hour shows are sensational.
Superman.
Yeah.
Who was Superman's villain?
Reeves was his surname.
Christopher Reeves. Yeah, Lex Luthor.
Mate, Superman doesn't have any villains.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but Lex Luthor's
No,
human.
kryptonite is the... That makes him weak. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Superman. More powerful than a locomotive. Faster than a speeding bullet. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Well done, White Fries. All right, what about this? I'm coming over for dinner. What are you cooking me?
Oh, fillet steak.
Rightio. Are we pairing that with a wine?
I don't drink, so I don't know much about wine.
You've never drunk at all?
Oh, not since I was about 16.
What happened?
And I'm 72 tomorrow, so that's a long time.
Perfectly.
Okay.
It's good to point out that is actually illegal. When you were teaching Lawrence at Whitefriars, what prison did you think Lawrence was going to end up in?
As I said, he had a sharp wit. I thought he'd be a good comedian one day.
Oh, very good. Okay, let's...
Last one?
No. No, I've got two more to finish.
Right.
Gary Wilson, what's your favourite colour?
Maroon and blue. Go Lions.
Yes, go on.
I know that's a popular answer, but technically I need to have one colour.
As Andy says to Mick Malloy, you can't have it, Sam.
She's all right. Let's
outstanding.
finish with this, because it's a very popular question out there. It's a big finish.
Oh,
Gary Wilson, what's your favourite vegetable?
It's a good
good
question.
question.
It's a good question.
Potatoes. But what about favourite movie?
Gary's prepared.
I'm sorry, Gary, that's all we've got time for. No, Gary, what is your favourite movie? I can't believe
I've got two, Dr. Zhivago and Gone with the Wind.
Oh, classics.
Wow.
Oh, you're a romantic guy.
classics.
Anything from something after 1950? What about Gone with the
Anything in colour.
And I've watched them both again the last 12 months.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, you've
sensational shows.
obviously got a bit of time on your hands. That's good. All right, well, I think that's it, isn't it, Murray? Wow.
No, it's a wonderful version.
And that was
Yep.
Trip Trade.
Well done, Sam. Well done, Gary. Yeah, there's a million other things we could have got to. Time's on the fly. We're going to let you go. Happy birthday for tomorrow, though.
Yes.
All the very
birthday
best.
today.
Yeah, good man. Gary Wilson, what an absolute legend of the game. Great to see you, Mr. Wilson. Don't go anywhere. We're here for Hans. Still plenty more to come on the other side of this.
The kids are back in charge. Sunday, the 7 AFL Kids Call is back. Join the best team of young callers plus their grown-up friends for Magpies and Dockers.
What do you reckon, Ned? Was that totally pawsome?
The 7 AFL Kids Call is back. Sunday on 7 Plus.
Welcome back to the show. It is the front bar. We're here for Han. How good the footy rolls on. Round 19's upon us. There's, well, just
Go Bombers!
Good luck fielding your team, Essendon. Hopefully they don't have to forfeit. They are in all sorts of trouble.
If you are driving through Essendon tonight, you might get a game.
You might.
So, chances.
Friday night's going to be a beauty. There's some good games to look forward to. Adelaide, Gold Coast to finish the round. Collingwood, Fremantle, the last two games of the round are pretty special. So there's a lot to look forward to. Saturday night, I know Carlton and Melbourne are struggling at the moment, but this is a pretty special night for the Carlton Footy Club. The Carlton Respects program. They, as a footy club, are completely committed to promoting gender equality and helping prevent violence against women. And the Respects program, you can go to the website to find out more about it. There you can scan the QR code. They've got a whole lot of stuff that they're doing around that space. So,
And one of the things they're doing, are you involved on Saturday night in some capacity?
yeah, there's a sprint at quarter time with a couple of kids and people who are supporters of the program. And
Is this for the people who didn't get into the big freeze? Have you ever been in the big freeze?
I was lucky enough to do it one year. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And you get the sprint as well.
Yeah, I do.
What do you do? Who else is sprinting with you?
Mimi Hill, Harriet Corden, a couple of the AFLW players.
I'm worried about
sprint. It's
you. I'm worried about your health, though. I mean, no, seriously, you've got some leg issues. Have a look at this. Look at that.
When you were running,
You've either soiled yourself or you hadn't soiled yourself.
Mate, if that was at a racetrack, they would have brought out the screen.
Oh, mate, I popped my calf that night. And have you ever popped your calf?
I've never exercised.
Oh, that hurt.
So
that hurt like hell. So,
well, good luck, mate. It's a wonderful cause.
No, good on you, Sam. Thanks very much.
Now, of course, usually around this time of the show, Mick would do his little multi and I would nod off. But
there is a multi-contribution, of course.
Yes, but invariably, Mick invariably ventures into the world of other sports and
during
worlds,
his multi.
or during his multi.
Yeah.
And this week,
I like that.
This week, absolutely, it's wonderful. This week, the news that Donald Trump actually he stole the show at the FIFA Club World Cup.
Yep.
Where he was there presenting the trophy and presenting the trophy to the Chelsea team. We all know that once you deliver, you're supposed to get off, aren't you?
I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving?
I like the trophy. I play for Chelsea. I want to stay here. Oh, yeah, Chelsea. Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea. They're the best, probably the greatest ever.
Trump was Donald Trump there, or as Murray calls him, the great man. The rule when you're presenting the trophy is... No, you love tariffs.
He's a beauty.
The rule is when you're presenting the trophy, you get on, you present the trophy, and then you get off.
Exactly right.
You let the people have their
Absolutely
moment.
the golden rule.
And Trump should have taken a leaf out of Glenn Jakovich back in 2006. This is how you do it.
Yep.
You hand over the trophy, and then you get out of it.
Now that's
That's
quick.
what you do.
No,
that's the quickest I've ever seen. That's how you do it.
Well done.
Okay, Jakovich quick, but he is no Frank Lowy.
Beg your pardon?
Have a look at Frank.
Oh, no.
He knows how to get out of there. That's quick.
Pretty quick. All right, that's
quick.
pretty quick. That's pretty quick.
He was okay.
Yeah. What are you?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? You're the same age. You'll have a faller like that one day, but it'll be different. It'll be at home.
Oh, terrific.
Your little monitor will go off. I don't even know.
That's Joey.
You'll never be able to say reminiscences again.
I'm never going near that word ever again. Mick might be away, but that doesn't stop the multi. So here's away. The multi this week is special. It's featuring Sportsbet's new Pick Your Own Disposals markets. So with that in mind, Mickey has chosen this for this week. Tommy Green to get 31 or more. Lockie Neal, 28 or more. Andrew Brayshaw, hopefully the blood stopped flowing out of his head, 29 or more. And Jordan Dawson, 26.
They're all a bit one note, aren't they? That's the same. Is that the idea?
He's trying to help people, get a collect. There you go. If you like
Pick your own disposals.
Oh, okay.
15.52. If you like the look of that, jump onto the feed in the Sportsbet app. Find and follow Mix Multi, and of course, place your bet. Last shout coming up next.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Join the 7 Horse Racing team every Saturday as we showcase the best racing from around the country.
But Joe was a man, beats more secrets.
And take you closer to the action than ever before. Ride with us on 7 and 7 Plus.
This is about the heart and the soul and the very existence of the Melbourne Football Club. Let there be no illusions. The Melbourne Hawks is not the Melbourne Football Club, nor will it ever be.
Magnificent stuff. Brian Dixon, 1996, the merger meeting which had seen Melbourne and Hawthorn proposed as the one entity, and had it not been for Brian Dixon largely, who played 250 games for the Melbourne Footy Club, 5 premierships for the club, a giant of the Melbourne Footy Club, perhaps that merger would have gone through. It was a staunch opponent of the merger, and they won the day, and sadly Brian Dixon passed away this week. So our last shout, well, we've got a couple tonight, but our last shout goes to you, Brian. Your contribution to the game was gigantic. To family and friends, we're thinking about you tonight, so thanks for everything you did to the game, to Brian Dixon.
And a Member of Parliament as well.
Of course he was. And sad news today, Barry Robran, some people say the greatest player ever to play the game, never crossed to Victoria, legend of the Australian game, really carved his career out in South Australia where he became a household name. And those who played against him, particularly in state footy, said, no, if this bloke had to come over to the VFL, if you use that as the ultimate measure, he would have been the equal to any player of his era. He was a giant of the game and a magnificent footballer, and at 77 years of age, Barry Robran passed away today. So to Brian Dixon and Barry Robran and the family and friends, we're thinking about the pair of you tonight and all the people associated.
Parlay to those two gentlemen. I wanted to also just end on a happier note.
Yep.
And it's this very special day today, July the what?
16th.
16th, of course. Birthdays, Will Ferrell, Michael Flatley.
Yep, Tom DeConey. Tommy, happy birthday. And Adam Scott.
And Andrew Marr. Happy birthday, mate.
You're a
buddy.
Thank you. It means a lot.
And, of course, a very, very special day. And, of course, did you get any presents today? What did you get?
No, I'm sort of past the whole present thing.
Really?
Yeah, not...
Oh, never too old for a present.
I got a nice jumper from the fan.
Nice jumper from the family?
Yeah, I did. Got a very nice jumper.
Emma and the girls, but
nice breakfast
also, of course, you know, your special day, there's the, as is tradition, the letter from the king there and there.
Got the beautiful coat of arms there.
That's a big special day.
And
there you go.
the club.
There it is. No, it is.
Yeah, look, letter from the king.
Look at that, the letter from the king.
Yeah.
So, probably a little premature, but thank you very much.
Yeah.
Got big fingers, King Charles. You ever notice that? Big fingers.
Oh, I haven't noticed that.
Oh, well, look next time.
I will.
What else?
And also the club.
Oh, that's great.
I've got involved.
Thanks, Carl.
There's your...
There it is.
There you go, Murray. Happy birthday. And many happy returns.
Yeah, good on you. Thank you very much.
Your monitor going off at the moment?
Big show next week, Wednesday night, 8:30. Max Gawn going to be our special guest. So
Sensation.
Mickey's back as well. You've been superb. Magnificent work by you. Thanks tonight to James Podsiadly and Gary Wilson. It's been a joy to have them as part of our show. Thanks to Hunt. Thanks to the studio audience. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.